back, had some dinner, took a nap, and we're doing more of the. Oh man, yeah, I gotta get a different camera. I probably got to get like a mic too. That'd probably be a good idea. Kinda. I gotta find that thing. I used to have a mic for this. I'm pretty sure the controller picks up my voice because I've tested it. Um, I gotta build a streaming computer, man. That's what I got to do. So we're still going through the manhunt. I think the next, yeah, we're gonna do drone turret for the next one. So when you're doing a drone turret build, which in my opinion, as someone who's played, you know, a lot, a lot of this game, you want to do as much skill damage as you can, as much buffing as you can, but you get a lot of damage. That damage is not right. What it says right there, the 125, that usually hits like mid 200s, I think. Oh no, I took my ear things out. 130, I think, but we're going to test that out. And of course, you're going to see different numbers based on what difficulty you're in. If the enemies you're attacking have, armor, yada yada yada. So that's just the numbers I see most readily. All right. And the nice thing about drone turret is it's a very, 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 I'm not stuck on repeat, safe build. You basically you plant, and usually with most combat encounters in this game, you have an opportunity to take position, like right here. One hint with the turret is you want to put it up high. It seems to, when it's not on the exact ground, it seems to function a little bit better. And you can target. So we're going to change that up. And all the benefits you get from, see, yeah, it is about 130. I usually just crush that when I get done with it. Now, because I am playing with glass cannon, I do tend to play very safe with this build, but at this difficulty, this build it chews through everything. It's almost unfair to use this exact setup on anything less than legendary, which this build right here. So if you want to do legendaries, 3 pieces of Empress, all skill damage best you can, 1 piece of Wyvern, Fox's Prayer, because that damage targets out of cover. That's what you call multiplicative damage bonus. You have 2 types of damage bonuses in this game. You have additive and multiplicative. And based off the damage equation, which I don't know, I've never actually seen it, but as someone with some experience in programming, I would say that the additive just goes in and just adds in, and multiplicative comes in that way, so it affects the entirety of the damage to a much higher degree. And then if you get the waveform or anything else, really, you can have a very stripped down version of this build, and you'd still be viable for, God, almost all the content in the game. But you can, I don't know if I've soloed legendaries. I might have with this. I have no idea. I used to play them a lot more frequently. I know that I have gone through every single legendary mission, which is much higher intensity than normal ones. Enemies hit much harder. You're basically in cover most of the time. I know there's some builds out there that can actually handle it without being in cover. Um, I don't. I've never reliably used those, and I have had some tanking builds that could do okay. There was one that used Ridgeway's Pride, um, which that's a. When we get finished with this, I will show you that build. So I really want to get up there. So I'm going to do that. That guy's going to do his job. Another nice thing about the drone is it completely distracts enemies. It's one of the best distractions in the game. And the only other better one is literally a decoy that just distracts enemies. I'm just going to take the opportunity to heal up right here. As you can see, I only took a little bit of quick damage, but it still was enough to, you know, use the skill buttons to actually retarget. Now these will auto-target, but that's bad. Oh, he's going to be dead soon. I'm just going to look for this thing. The angle of your angle. Angle of your bangle. I think that's it. I'm in a little bit of a spot here. I just need to get out of that position. I'm just going to let the drone do the work. So this is why this build is uber effective for legendaries. You can just sit and cover. Enemies will rush up to you and you just kind of pick them down. That is good for if you want to do a tanking build against like status effects. And I usually just aim for body shots in this game just because my aim is shit. And enemies, they're so bouncy in this game. Nice. Just banging on that chungus. A chungus among us. Alright, well, you're gonna go be... Great. He's dead. It's cool. Alright, let's just see... where they're coming from. Over here? No, over there. Okay. Let's go get him. What I really like to do is kind of set up like a crossfire type scenario. The grenadiers are some of the deadliest enemies in the game. Especially Black Tusk ones, because they fire a 3-round volley that can basically insta-kill you if it hits you. You have one shot that will knock you out of cover, another one that will strip your armor, and last shot will just rip you up. I think they're dead. That was terrible. It's a grenade dog. That's awful. So, coming around there. So my plan right there is when I saw them, I figured I was going to just let them come to me kind of thing. That'll do that. So if you can babysit these two, just think of them as like little helper characters that not only distract enemies, which your drone and your turret both can cause distractions, which means enemies will not focus on you, they will focus on them. I actually used to use the turret a lot when I was running my tanking builds. Turret's probably the number 2 in my mind, like utility for distracting enemies. Number 1 is the decoy. The decoy is absurdly broken in this game. I don't know if they have changed it, but I have, where is it? Decoy boy. What the hell did you say? Oh, okay. So, let me see if Decoy Boy still works. It's based on one thing. Canceling your skill will reset their cooldown. So that is a very nonchalant descriptor for something. Let me show you what that means. So I'm going to deploy a decoy. Alright, level 6 decoy. Looking good. Looking good. That's America's ass. Now, what happens if I cancel it? Resets the cooldown. Throw it back out. So as long as I cancel it before it expires, because if it expires, it expires. There's no interaction that's changed there. But you can have infinite decoys, which is really good in party play, because this guy, he ain't got no punch. Is all skills, because I wanted to have a level 6 decoy. What the heck is that? What? Okay. Okay. I mean, that was... I guess that's the amount of crap that I've spent in this game. All that... Okay. Thanks, guys, at Massive Entertainment for doing that. Who else do we got? Let's see. All red build. Now, granted, I haven't actually looked and seen if there's updates I can do to these. These are the builds that I used like about a year ago. So all red. If you have it, the Eagle Bear, probably the best AR in the game. Yeah, you get a 30% bump to accuracy, tenacity. As long as you kill 3 enemies while you're firing without letting up, all the damage that you take, about 80% of the damage that you take is mitigated. So, and then we have 2 pieces of Providence, because you get headshot, critical chance, critical damage. All 3 of those are really good when you're doing an all-red build, which is focused on enhancing gun damage. These pieces took me a long time. Vigilance for your backpack talent, because you have a talent on your backpack and you have it on your chest. There was a version of this game where you had talents on everything, and that was fucking broken. That was a fun time. And then just AR damage flatly. Plus, I was able to get Obliterate on this, which critical hits increase weapon damage by basically 25% more damage. Could you put the memento? Yeah. Would it end up being longer? 30% damage. I don't know, man. Missing out on that critical hit damage twice, because that's 15 right there. And then I get another 12 from here. Actually get 24 from here. Yeah, look at the stats on this guy. He almost has 200% critical hit damage, 60% crit chance, that's the soft cap or the hard cap. I don't think you can go past 60, as far as I know. As you can see, every single piece is focused solely on critical hit chance, critical hit damage, critical hit chance, critical damage. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know if there are any better pieces I could put in here. The status effects is a little bit weird, along with that rolling blue. Grupo Somber usually rolls. One of these rolls. No, it wasn't this one. Here's some of my actual tanking builds. This is explosive resistance. I made this build expressly for one of the bosses in one of the raids. The second raid, last boss, Lieutenant Mendoza, I think. She just constantly raining mortars and explosions and stuff on you. Explosive resistance is an actual attribute, so you can see with this explosive resistance, armor regen, Vanguard, one of the best defensive skills in the game, gives your entire team 50% of your armor, and all you do is you have to deploy your shield. That's it. So boom, Vanguard, and then you just wait for the cooldown to go away. And yeah, you're stuck behind this big shield, but maneuverability isn't terrible. Your TTK is terrible. Yeah, so you're not going to be slaughtering everybody, then to redeploy it, boom, just do that. It does make your shield invincible for 5 seconds too, so that's pretty nice. Great, thanks. this one, I think this gets me to like... where's the defensive stats? 0 protection from elites, 80% explosive resistance. Would that be better than incoming repairs? Maybe. Possibly. Because elites are I think it's gold and up, so bosses actually are... Okay, so this one I do have protection from elites. This build I came up with... So one of the nice things is when you have 100% hazard resistance, that is every single status effect in the game. So the only one that causes me some slight problems is sometimes disrupt gets through. But this guy was specially designed for, and I used it for most of the actual the raids, just because his armor regen is just off the fucking charts. So that means I was giving more armor to people using Vanguard, because he has the same talents. It's Vanguard Protector. Your shield is damaged, you get 5% bonus armor, and your allies get 3% for your armor for 3 seconds. So that's for free. So you're giving people armor constantly, and then Vanguard, you're giving 50% of your armor. It's kind of a no-brainer. It's absurdly power defense. The hardest piece was this guy. Just getting that. But for that boss, the third boss in Iron Horse, I can't remember what his name is. He's the guy in the Foundry, which is... I'm going to say that's probably the hardest encounter. In terms of... It goes on for a really long fucking time. And the boss can be... You can do everything right and still easily lose at the very end. Maybe one day when I actually start doing raids again, I'll do some actual, like, this thing of them. This is just a build I like. I just kind of threw this together. So this uses Foundry Bulwark. I have a 4-piece, which means I have, whenever your shield takes damage, 20% of that damage is repaired to both you and your shield. So you're constantly regenning and your shield's regenning 20% of damage for every 15 seconds. So you have a 15-second window where 20% of that damage is mitigated. So, helpful. Plus you get armor regen, which you don't actually get on a whole lot of pieces. So having that, and this one is just another percent of armor regen, so I'm getting 2% total armor regen every second. And then, this is the weird part about this one. So, shooting an enemy within 15 meters applies bleed. Cool. Bleed again is a status effect, and repairs 3 to 40% of your armor per second per enemy is bleeding for every enemy that is bleeding within 15 meters. Again, sounds cool. So if you get 5 enemies bleeding, you're regenerating 48% of your armor per second. So when you apply status effect, like bleed, it also applies to all enemies within 8 meters of your target. Clever, right? So here's the kicker. There's a shield in the game that deflects bullets. Those bullets can cause enemies to bleed. So, plus with all of the regen and everything, and this has 60% active regeneration already. You know what? I'm gonna just give this a little demo because this guy's fun. Okay, I think I'm about to fight a hunter. guess I missed it. Hunters they're fun. They're like special encounters. In the first division, they were enemies that had every single offensive option that you did. Plus, they were more powerful than you. They usually would show up in a random mode called Underground, and man, it was tense when they would show up. So here we go. So here's my bouncing bullets, bleeding boy build. So the trick with this guy is keep the enemies on all on one side of you. Now you're going to see some cool stuff. Let's watch my armor bar. Now there's some definite quirks with the deflection system in this game. You can actually direct where the deflections go. He's gonna hit me a little bit with this, but I have actually, there's a modified version of this build that I did use in a legendary or two. The one downside to using the deflection shield is you are slow with it. It's nice to just stagger enemies. But also, like, I don't really have to give a shit about. This guy is very, 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 very hard to kill. I mean, as you can see, I'm not respecting any of the necessity of cover. Oh, that's something I haven't actually talked about yet. That gun that I just used, this shotgun. Every now and then they pop out like a piece of gear that just is great. The Scorpio. So what does this gun do? It's a shotgun. It looks kind of weird. Lord knows I've never actually seen a shotgun. It looks like it might have some kind of suppressor or something on it. I don't know. I do like that magazine on it, though. So what does this do? So shooting a target applies a stack of venom, which lasts for 10 seconds. Increasing the stacks adds more severe debuffs to the target. So one stack is poison, this is the only way you can actually apply poison to enemies that players have, as far as I know. There is an oxidizer, but that actually doesn't apply a status effect. It's just a damage over time debuff. Or DOT. It's just a dot. It doesn't actually apply status effect, which is okay. Disorient, shock, and then you can actually have target takes additional 20% damage from all sources. Stacks no longer increase. So you get 7 shots off, which I think it has a magazine of 7. So you mag dump, and that enemy's taking 20% more damage for 10 seconds. I actually have a build that takes advantage of that, which this guy's a little bit like kind of half done. So my idea was I would use the spotter abilities and then opportunistic. But I never really got confirmation if this was working or not. Because I don't have any way of, like, testing any of this shit. It's just ideas I would come up with. But I did use this guy on, I don't remember what his name is, the Chungus in Dark Horse. And I mean, I got him a few times. It's gonna take forever. This guy has no punch. He's got no mabus. These drones are particularly nasty. They completely mitigate cover, obviously. So what I'm trying to do there is actually apply the spotter debuff. Man. So if you're wondering if it's a good idea to fight an aerial drone with an all-defensive build, I mean, you can, it's just exponentially more annoying. Go. That was annoying. Okay. This is my Hunter's Fury. This is just run around and shoot people. This is a fun build. Wait, what? I was going to say, there's no way that this guy uses a decoy. It's the exact opposite philosophy of this guy. Highlighted this build is using the momentum, so longer a firefight goes on, more enemies I drop, the more powerful I get. Each enemy you kill gives you, I think, like a small amount of armor regen, a little trophy. You have to actually go to where the enemy died and pick it up and shit like that. 1% of weapon damage, and something with skills. I can look it up real quick. So skill efficiency. Okay, plus 1% skill efficiency. So each one gives you a plus 5%, plus da 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 da, and each trophy collecting that. So, this is the apartment, which in the first game there was a gun called the House, which was a submachine gun that was maybe one of the best guns in the game. This is this game's version of it, where the top of the magazine gives you higher fire rate, less damage. The bottom has less fire rate, more damage. So really nice for finishing off enemies. And plus, this thing is, to use a parlance from one of my favorite Joe Pesci movies, dead on balls accurate from pretty. Like, it's kind of like, well, why is it so accurate from so far away? Oh, I gotta do a bounty. Okie dokie, smoky pokey. Alright, let's kill the shit out of this guy. Oh! I'm just gonna... What can I say? I'm a lazy bitch. So, north, south, east, west, right? Is that what we're thinking? So I'm just going to go east. So I've talked mainly about the mechanics of this game. Your mom is the target. Yeah, it's not fucking weird at all. Just a mannequin just sitting out here. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense that the legs fell off, but okay. So when you get within range of an enemy using this gear set, you automatically get a little icon over their head. Plus they have a debuff that gets applied. And every time I get one of those things for about, what did it say, 300 seconds total. Come on out here. Fortify your minds! Fortify your minds! There we go. Better. No reason to be a jerk to him. He's a very entertaining actor. Your mom's a line of sight. God, that would suck. So how'd you die? I was climbing on something and some guy shot a shotgun shell up my ass. Where am I going? Am I going down? I guess I'm going down. This is definitely going to be some dumb shit up in here. So I feel like just winning this, so I'm just going to go. Yeah, I don't feel like losing right now. Bounties I usually don't fuck around on, which means I usually just go for it. I mean, if I wanted to be a real dick, I'd just put the turret right in front. That's mine.
That's the target.
That was him? Oh, Lincoln Memorial. Okay. Actually, that guy seems pretty reasonable sounding. Lincoln Memorial.
Located Charles Crawford for Lincoln Memorial.
Okay. Takeover bounty. I guess that means he's gonna be in the mission. That's kind of cool. Or am I gotta like roll up right to him right now and just fight him? This is a pretty not great spot to start out in, but we can. I hate being flanked with this kind of build. See, that'll happen. Alright, in the meantime. I'll put my ear things back in. I got my stupid earphones back in. They're not stupid. I've been taking them out recently to sleep. I don't sleep really well, so you gotta re-get the bounty. When you die in a bounty, you lose the active bounty. So,
Located Charles Crawford at the Lincoln Memorial.
it's called stovepipe. You can still be part of the plot that tells me that. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. So one part. Oh no. So that was a whole thing. I apologize for that. I have a very precarious rigging. I have a kind of. Okay, hold on.
Chunks is unstable. Be careful, Agent.
You're unstable. So, I like that they have an additional little story things going on with the manhunt stuff. I kind of wish they would do another raid or just something else, but it's nice that they're trying, I guess. So, as a dude who's played a lot of this game in his past and all that. Pardon me. Come on, it's like I had it absolutely perfect before. It probably wasn't. I'm just. I actually wanted to get a little bit of a cigarette. I'm such a fucking redneck piece of shit. Not really. I mean, I'm not in any of the Hi. Oh goodness. Alright, so I gotta fix this thing. I know you're just seeing my shirt right now. I apologize. Worth the attention. Hey, I think that's a little bit better. I think that's how I had it before. I use a hair tie to keep it secure, but it's on this. I was given these really nice mic stands by a friend who I haven't talked to in a while. I mean, it's because I'm a terrible person sometimes. And I was especially not cool to this person, but they did give me some really nice mic stands that, or speaker stands, I'm sorry, that I use to hold this camera up. Alright. I don't know what the rules about showing someone smoking are. I don't think it's cool to show smoke, even though, yeah, I do smoke cigarettes. I don't think it's a good thing that I do that. Okay. That would be the first encounter right there. Okay. They might have done it before with the manhunts. I don't even remember. The story of this game is kind of weird because I like parts of it. I feel like they're missing out on a really, 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 really big, cool narrative opportunity, though. So one of the staples of the world in this game is all of your support. Like your character in universe sees what you see in your HUD. They have special contact lenses. They get fed information from an AI strategic system called Isaac. It's the backbone of why you're able to operate the way you are without any kind of real government. There's no government anymore, essentially. Who's to say this AI system is actually telling you to do the right things or not? And that's it's brought up with one character Aaron Keener, who is a former division agent who goes rogue. He fights you. I mean, you have to end up killing him. But one of the points that he made was, well, along with just doing a whole bunch of other dumb shit, was you shouldn't trust Isaac. Which, to me, I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't. Why would you? But it's never really touched on again. After Keener goes away, so I feel like they have like there's oh hi. I love pushers. They just run right up to me. This shield isn't that great for. See, it's gonna go away pretty quick, but it's enough for me to change position for the most part and get behind cover. That's all I'm really looking for with this guy. Is just give me enough cover to be able to put some fire down range. Very glad I got that guy out of the way there. That was going to be pretty bad if he got position on me. I really don't like being flanked in this game. behind me. Alright, well, sometimes your radar mucks up. Unless I'm about to get hit from behind, in which case I'll probably die. I guess I'll just fucking die. I really hope that aerial drone isn't for me. I would rather not deal with one of those right now. The old skullcracker. The old gutbuster. There is a way where you can kind of oh, I'd really rather not deal with that right now. Thank you, though. Oh, poop on a stick. That's not great. That is really ungreat. I should get back up because I revived drone. Oh, that was annoying. Oof, okay. Not to toot my own horn, but I did do that with a cigarette in my hand the entire time, so, you know. Bonus points, I guess, for doing that. Alright, let's see if we can find some. Hopefully get an armor or two, maybe one here. Nope. This is kind of fun, like having to go and redo the one armor out of this, and then one grenade. Yeah. Do I want to engage these guys like this? What do we got? You supposedly can shoot those out of the air. I've done it more than a few times. Not easy. I didn't even see that guy, man. That was sneakier. Okay, so I just blew the armor cover off the top of that, which was great. So just shoot the turret once you've actually knocked the turret part off of it. You just wipe the floor with that guy.
Unknown network detected.
Okay.
Hostile striker drone detected.
Okay. The two armor pickups are pretty nice there. We have another few encounters, and then we'll be done on this one. When you do this mission, you open up those gates by hitting these, or not, apparently. Okay, that's fine too. You can stop those guys by from firing.
Don't listen to him.
So it looks like his bullets do disrupt, which makes you dance around like a flippin' dingus. Alright, almost got him.
One less black to worry about. Good work, Agent.
You've decrypted one of the drone reports.
Meet me at the castle if you want to listen to it.
Alright, so that's one of the manhunts done. Oh, sorry. Cool. So that's one of the manhunts done. So that's good. It's great. Alright. I'm just going to donate all of this when I get back to... That's good for if you're using, like, machine guns or something, that brace talent. Actually, I have a build where I do utilize that. Not unless I have other mule characters that I use for, like, my test builds and all that kind of stuff. Alright. Let's listen to that recording that we got. See what's up with that. What up with that? What up with that? So the current story is the lady who's in charge of have any of their gear right now? Do I have any of their gear, period? Anyway, there's a gear. Yeah, here we go. So, circle of concern. So the lady who's in like the main villain is Natalie Sokolov, who's that's her company. And I guess she's coming in to get a piece of the pie, kind of thing. I went back to the wrong thing. Ow. I'm gonna man bun it up real quick. It's all fun and games till the man bun comes out. The long hair is kind of new. I'm still getting used to it again. I used to have way longer hair.
Friendly control point detected.
I've just been really depressed, and I haven't really done much in the past like 6 months. So I just haven't gotten a haircut.
I want to assure you that this is merely a hypothetical question.
Okay.
Hypothetically, what would happen to a mortar operator if they were to use a launcher that had previously held a bomb?
Too many factors to consider. Exposure time, amount of radioactive material, amount of transfer. What kind of particulate?
Would it be considered fatal?
Of course not. We're exposed to radiation every day. By the time you're showing symptoms of radiation poison, it's generally too late.
Thank you, Chuck.
Why are you asking?
No reason. I just like to be prepared for all scenarios.
If you're worried about exposure in the train, you should start taking antibiotics.
That's very useful information.
Guess we should start looking for natural sources of iodine just in case.
Should probably start eating more fish and seaweed from Mari's exhibits at the aquarium.
That's a weird reference. Hey, can we pick this back? We'll get to it. All right. Okay. Well, I don't think there's anything direct to do now. Alright. So, I'll pop back in here every now and then, and we'll do a little bit here and there. I do have a Discord that I think I have the link for on my profile here. So most of the time when I'm playing on this, I can't see any chat. So if there's anything you'd want to ask me directly, you can always go right through there. I have someone who is going to help me kind of get that up and going a little bit more. Just have it created, that's all. Um, I got to actually talk to them. It's been like a week or two. Oh, that's cool looking. So if you have any kind of questions about things in depth, or would want to see me play a particular game, I do have access to PC games, but I am playing through a Steam Deck, so it's a little bit limited, but not all that much. Like, the only thing that I have that I'm really kind of hesitant to play on that is Factorio. The Steam Deck does a really good job of handling controls, but I feel like it's a disservice to that game to play it without keyboard and mouse. Certain things just work more naturally with the keyboard and mouse control scheme, and I feel like that kind of real-time strategy, which Factorio technically is, I would put in that category. Like, I struggle to play it now. I can't get through the tutorials. So until I get a decent computer and keyboard and mouse, I probably want to. There's probably not going to be a lot to be gleaned from watching me play. That is what I'm trying to say, except watching me struggle and fail. Right now, I'm going through the first La Milana. I am fairly close to being done. I definitely would not recommend that game to anyone who, has, that game is a bear. The controls are rough. I feel like it was built that way, that it was built to be a bear. There's some good points. The actual pixel work is beautiful in a lot of parts of it. There's a ton of detail in the game. It does have some kind of cool little puzzles, some that are not as cool, but they try. So I wouldn't give it like unless someone is a fan of getting their ass kicked and also Metroidvania games and also pretty obtuse puzzle games. I'd say that. I'd say that would be like it's a hard maybe in terms of recommendations. Like it depends. Like, do I think it's a bad game? Not at all. Do I think it's a not very accessible game? Yeah, not all that accessible. Aside from that, I've been playing Monster Train, which that game, it looks like a mobile game. I'm not gonna mince words on that. It has like it just has a look where it looks like a mobile game, and I don't know why that bothers me, but for some reason it offends my last little bit of sensibilities as like I'm a gamer, which is stupid. If you like deck building games, holy fuck, is it fun though? Like, man, that game. Like, if you've ever looked at like Slay the Spire and been like, that looks kind of cool, try Monster Train. It takes a little while, but once you unlock all of the different like races and stuff like that, which I think there's like 5 different groups you can pull your heroes from. Ooh, it's nice, real nice. Like, for someone, if you like turn-based like roguish deck building things, like, yeah, just don't worry about the aesthetics and just get into it, because man, there is a beast of a game underneath those little mobile aesthetics. I mean, of course, and there's Slay the Spire, which I can't recommend that game enough. That's the game that reminded me how much I like turn-based games. So, and here's a free one for Valve. You guys should partner with Megacrit, and you should package Slay the Spire with every Steam Deck. It is maybe the best toilet game ever, and I'm not saying that in any kind of disparaging way. Uh, I'm saying that with that praise from me. Um, like being able to sit there and play it while you're on the old commode is perfect. I think I have about 170 hours in Slay the Spire now. I've beaten it a grand total of 4 times, once with each character. So at least I'm familiar with every character. The hardest one for me to get, well, the one that took me the longest to get into is Watcher, which is weird because now it is so easy to use that character. Um, Defect's great, Silence good, and Ironclad. All everything about Slay the Spire is just about as nice as you could ask for in a game. Why am I getting points for guns I'm not even using? Who knows, maybe I'll get back into PvP. I've never been into PvP in this game. I was never really into PvP in the first game either. So anyway, that the list I just gave wasn't like a flex, or I don't even know how to flex on that kind of stuff. Um, yeah, I knew that was coming. Whatever. You died. I've died billions of times in this game. Not billions. I mean, close to it, probably. Oh, this game, it has some jank, so I would say if you like the idea of a cover-based shooter, the Division will get you there. If you like the looting mechanics, the Division will get you there. Is it the best game ever made? Nah. Is it enjoyable? Yeah. Yeah, it is. You're gonna have to deal with some jank. There's just a little bit of jank in this game. It's adaptable. You can adapt to it, I would say. I don't think it's applicable. But for another thing too, this game still looks really flippin' good, and it came out 7 years ago. Maybe 4. God, I don't even know when this game came out. So anyway, we'll do some more Division later. Um, Thanks for checking this out. And again, check out the Discord if you have direct questions, game requests, want to pick my brain about video game stuff or other crap. Um, just a little bit of my background. I have an actual degree in game development, and I have an academic background in programming. I haven't done it in a while, but I'm looking to get back into it. I have some ideas for things. And I write, not professionally, but just kind of for fun. So, I can be a fun person to talk to about that kind of stuff, I guess, because at least I have awareness, that kind of shit. Um, I wouldn't say I have expertise in anything. Like, I did work in the field for a while with game development, a few different companies here and there. I don't think that's anything I want to do again. I don't think I want to work for someone else and make a game just because the amount of effort that goes in, um, I would rather apply that effort to something that uh, I'm wholly happy with from an artistic standpoint. So that's the only thing. Like, you get paid extremely well for doing it, and it's not the easiest industry. Like, I worked at a company that was pretty rigorous. I think I did. I mean, I was there for a while, and it's more of a well-known company. Again, not a flex. They just happen to have an office really close to where I lived, and I got in. So, yeah. So you know, I like talking too. So yeah, we'll do some more stuff, but I'd like to talk with people, man. The main reason I do this is I just want to find people to talk with. I don't think anyone should give me money for this. That's stupid to me. To give other people who are more entertaining money, like give all your money to like Mr. Llama SC or Northern Lion or I don't know Frost Prime or oh Dosh Doshing. Yeah, give that man $1 or two. He's a fucking maniac. So those are some. I just named some streamers that I actually like. I'll go into what they do real quick. Mr. Llama is Diablo 2. I'd say Diablo because I think he's going to jump on 4. It looks like he's already kind of in there. Super personable, um, really enjoyable to watch. Just great. If you like Diablo, just watch that man, please. He's great. Northern Lion is. I started watching him a long time ago when he started initially doing his Isaac streams. He's been doing it for like 10 years. Uh, that man's a national treasure for Canada. He's flipping super entertaining. Frost Prime is a guy who does mainly Slay the Spire, is what I've seen him do. He's done some other stuff here and there. He's really good. There's another guy, Baylor, who also does Slay the Spire. Um, both those guys are great. I watch them often. Um, and then Doshington. Him and Michael Harrington, I think. I might have gotten that name wrong. I apologize if I did. And any of these guys, if I got your name wrong, I'm sorry. Um, I'm not trying to throw shade. Like, I genuinely appreciate it. I watch you guys way too fucking much. Dosh does Factorio runs where he'll summarize, I think, like 80, 100 hour playthrough uh, in like an hour long video or two. His stuff is great. He has a really, really, really good video on La Mulania where he does a playthrough of the whole game and he talks about certain issues that he kind of sees in it, like the idea of a game with really, I'd say, obtuse or just can you have in the age of the internet, can you have a game that has obtuse puzzles? And uh, I mean, the conclusion he came to was that it probably not, but I mean, you can still try that. I don't think it has the same effect that it used to. Because so when I'm playing La Mulania, like I like puzzle games. I have I made a puzzle game. It didn't get released, obviously. Um, or I would say I made this. game that you can go, you know, give me money for. But I have genuinely made a puzzle game. Um, I like puzzles in games. I think they're a wonderful way to have non-violent friction that gives you that nice little dopamine hit. It's a lot of the good in games. For my opinion, maybe the best video game that's ever been made might be Tetris, possibly. So, bearing that in mind, I still use a guide when I'm going through La Malagna because it's some obtuse ass shit. But again, I believe it was built that way intentionally. So it still doesn't make the game less frustrating to play, but at least it's not like accidentally we made an obtuse puzzle game. Like they set out to do that. So, and I'm planning on playing through the second one, so that'll be more of a kind of confirmation if the way they wanted to go with the first La Milania was they wanted to make a slightly kind of obtuse puzzle game, or if it was kind of that wasn't really their intention and they want to make it more accessible in the second one. So uh, I doubt the accessibility thing, um, but yeah, I'll see. But yeah, I hope if anyone watches this, keep watching. Like, thanks for hanging out, watching me do something that I genuinely enjoy. I'm gonna try to get more active. I'm gonna put a schedule up on my um, Discord, uh, mainly for accountability. I've been really depressed for a really long period of time. I'm trying to get myself out of it, which I don't know if that's the best way to do it. If someone else was going through the same scenario that I've gone through in terms of depression and trying to get out of it, I'd probably say that they need to talk to somebody. I don't know how viable that is for me right now, but I'm slowly getting my gears going with that stuff. So I'd like to be. I would really, disregarding what I said before, if I could generate some extra income from doing this, if like people found it enjoyable to watch me doing this and they would actually eventually pay me to do this kind of thing or produce other videos, I think I would enjoy doing that. Um, so I do want to take it, a little more seriously in terms of like, being more consistent and all that. But it's been hard for me to do that so far. But I'm trying to do this as more than a hobby. And if anyone sees this and thinks that that's a good idea for me, I'd really like to hear that. If you don't, then I don't know. Keep it to yourself. I'm kidding. That's a jerk. That's a jerky thing to say. Um, but no, like if you think like, hey, you've got some good bones on your stuff, but it would be better if you did this, this, this. I'm always open to suggestion, man. I don't definitively know anything. Like I'm still trying to figure out stuff, and I struggle with a lot of stuff. So I'm not saying that for any kind of sympathy, man. I just want to give you some context as to why it seems like I enjoy this stuff. I don't do it very often. Um, because I got problems, man, and I'm trying to work out on myself. And you know what? I might be doing that the wrong way. So I swear to God, I feel like I've seen this fucking guy before somewhere. So I've played with a lot of people, not like a lot, but I had like a whole group, and some of the people who I played with are kind of known, I think. At least one of them might be a lady. Who she was actually great. She's one of the best people I've ever played with in this game. She's like an old English lady. All the people I played with were in England or other countries. Um, and one of the best players that I ever messed around with was an older English lady. I don't want to put her on blast and say her name here, but if she ever sees this, like, I appreciate you. It was good playing. It was good playing with everybody who I was in that group with. Man, it was just I needed to do other stuff. So, yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to go do something else now, but thanks for your time.